Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing an evoker PvP guide, and let's go ahead and start off with the talents. So for the most part, talents, I feel like there's not really much things you will be wanting to switch out. This is pretty much the build that I've been running with, and you can do like so much big damage. I've done like 500k non-crits tons of times, and crits anywhere between 500 to 700Ks. It's just, this damage is actually ridiculous with this class, and it's just so much fun. So this is the build I've been having a lot of fun with. There's things you can obviously switch around depending on what you do, how you're feeling. For the left side, for example, I would switch out Enkindled or Tailwind. The reason why I'm running Enkindled is because I like having more self-healing, and obviously Living Flame hits pretty hard as well if you use procs. So I like having the Enkindled pretty much for that reason. And Tailwind is just nice for the extra speed when you use hover, so you can kite melee a little bit easier. But these two are not really mandatory. I feel like the other ones are kind of like more so set in stone. But if you do get rid of these three, you can put one in Forager of Mountains, which makes your landslide come back up sooner, which is incredibly nice. Oppressing Roar, I feel like this is more designed for arena, and if you have a partner that like you're going to set up your go with. So if you do arena with a friend on voice, it'll be a lot easier to like, put this one out there. So that's up to you. But Oppressing Roar is another one I would recommend going for if you're doing that kind of PvP. And then last but not least, Twin Guardian is really good for arena as well, simply due to the fact that it protects you and your partner for an extra few seconds. It can also be good for battlegrounds as well, but for solo, like I said, I really like Tailwind and Kindled a lot more. So those are the only ones I would recommend switching out on the left side. I feel like the other ones are kind of like more set in stone. So that's pretty much it for the left side of the tree. For the right side of the tree, I kind of feel more or less the same way. The only one I do kind of miss would be like having Shattering Star last a little bit longer with Focusing Iris, but it's not absolutely necessary. Everything else I feel like is kind of just more set in stone for as well. I mean, you could kind of switch maybe some things around, like you don't really absolutely need Deep Breath damage. That's kind of like up to you. You can maybe go for like Catalyze, probably cannot even say that right, or Font of Magic. You can also probably go Focusing Iris if you want to, but those are the only three I'd really probably recommend. Other than that, I would also go Imposing Presence for arena, so you can get your interrupt out there a lot faster. You can also use this instead of the other one, but again, this is the only reason why I use this is because I like having Living Flame healing, self-healing like a lot more higher, because a lot of the time I do battlegrounds or out solo and world PvP, etc. So obviously it's not as going to be good in an arena because you're going to be spending more time DPSing other people. So for arena, you can go and switch out for Opposing Presence. And yeah, that's pretty much it for talents. Just short, sweet. That's pretty much all there is to it. To summarize it up, you can switch out Enkindled and Tailwind for Forager of Mountains, Oppressing Roar, and Twin Guardian. And for the right side, switch out Imposing Presence if you're doing arena, or you could just use it all the time if you really prefer that. I just prefer the self-healing. And you can get rid of Lay Waste if you really want to, and switch it out for either like Cauterize, Font of Magic, Focusing Iris. And that's pretty much that. Alright, up next is Honor Talents. These three Honor Talents right now are the ones I enjoy the most. They are Obsidian Metal, which once it's active, you cannot be interrupted, silenced, or pushed back. Which is why I really like this so much, because Obsidian Metal is your defensive, and say for example if you don't run this Honor Talent and you use your defensive, people could still interrupt you while you're trying to self-heal. So I like being immune to kicks while using this, so that way I can get some nice self-healing. It's very nice in my opinion. It's not absolutely mandatory, but it's one of my favorite things to use. On Bird and Flight, I feel like this one is actually mandatory. It makes you immune to movement effects while you're hovering, so you cannot be slowed. Highly recommend this at least all the time. And yeah, it's pretty much all there's to it. And third is Nullifying Shroud. This makes you immune to CCs. There's a 1.5 minute cooldown, and it's probably one of the most insane talents in the game. So this one is also not really mandatory, but I really like it. These are the three I pretty much always run with. However, there are a few other good honor talents, and if you don't want to use either Nullifying Shroud or Obsidian Metal, you can switch those ones out for either one, Time Stop, and basically if somebody uses their huge burst go on you, you can Time Stop yourself, and you won't take any damage and go be right back at whatever health or cooldowns or whatever it is on you. So it's pretty huge, it works pretty well in Arena. And sorry, I'm losing my voice. And something I would highly recommend if you're not going to be playing either Obsidian Metal or Nullifying Shroud. And then the final one, if you don't want to use Obsidian Metal or Nullifying Shroud or Time Stop, you could go with Divide and Conquer. Just be aware that it can prevent it has a lot of line of sight issues, but Divide and Conquer is definitely also a really good talent, especially for Battlegrounds. But it can be very frustrating talent as well, so do keep that in mind. I don't use it a lot personally, but it's also another really good talent to use. And that's it for talents and honor talents. Up next is stats. So for stats, just go for versatility, mastery, then haste. Those are the ones I've been running. So just versatility, mastery for the bigger damage, and then haste. And that's just pretty much all there is to it. Quick and easy. Up next is going to be embellishments. So for embellishments, you're going to be wanting precog. I made precog on my pants right now. This is towards the beginning of the season, so I don't have my second one yet. But I will show you guys the second one I want to get right now. But yeah, just get precog on whatever you get. I got it on my pants. And then for my second embellishment, I am planning on wanting to get the bracers. And what the bracers do is occasionally you adapt to a current situation. When you take damage, you'll have versatility and crit. And if you cause damage, it's mastery and haste. So that's pretty huge in my opinion. Other than that, there was like another one I was thinking of. I can't remember which one. Okay, here it is. Spells and abilities sometimes provide secondary stats. This one is another one. So I would choose either the bracers or the verdant conduit. Those are the only other two I would pick for embellishments. So basically get the bracers or get another piece and put the verdant conduit on your other embellishment, and then obviously get precog, because being immune to crowd control and interrupts if you juke somebody is pretty huge. So that's pretty much it for that. Last but not least, actually there's a few more things. Few more things. Up next is tier pieces. Right now I have my 2 sets. I have my helmet and my chest piece. I do plan on going for my 4 set because my 4 set increases my empowerment spell damage, so you'll be hitting higher fire breaths and eternity surges. And eternity surge can hit anywhere. I've had like 500k non-crits on eternity surge, which is huge. Obviously it does get nerfed in PvP, but still increasing your empowerment spell damage is actually pretty dang good. So, not to mention obsidian shards getting more damage when you dragon rage is pretty big as well. So you want to know what pieces you want to get it on, so you get it on your helmets because it has versatility mastery, which is probably their best out of all of them. Get one on your chest piece because it has mastery on it. Then after that, because I don't have my 4 set yet, you'll want to get on your gloves because mastery. And then the other one you want to get it on is your shoulders, because we depending on if you got crafted pants or not. But you want to get it on your shoulders because it has versatility on it. And that's pretty much it. Just get it on your helmet, your shoulders, your chest, and your gloves. And that's pretty much how you're going to get your 4 sets. Last but not least is rotation. And the rotation for Evoker is pretty simple. Just if you're going to be doing your burst, you're just going to want to pop your Dragon Rage, Shattering Star, Eternity Surge, and then pop your Tip of the Scales, Fire Breath, and then Disintegrates, Living Flame, Disintegrates, got another proc, Disintegrates, Dragon Rage, or not Dragon Rage, Disintegrates, Living Flame, and just keep on disintegrating. And then my Shattering Star is up, Eternity Surge after that, and Disintegrate, and just continue spamming that. As for Dragon's Breath, if a lot of people are stacked, or not Dragon's Breath, sorry, Deep Breath, if a lot of people are stacked, you use it to stun them all and AoE them all. And for the most part, if they're all stacked, people will just automatically cleave everything down and they'll flop. You can use Deep Breath once a lot of people are stacked as possible. Or if you're in the middle of 1v1 and need to CC them, you can Deep Breath them that way. And also, not many Evokers do this from what I see, but you can use Deep Breath as a way to escape as well. So if you got somebody on you and you need to escape, you have a flag, you can Deep Breath and get away that way. And it's a really useful way of getting away, because once you Deep Breath, you can hover away, and just it's a perfect way to escape. So, and then that's pretty much it. Outside of that, it's just when you don't have burst up, Shattering Star when it's up, Eternity Surge, and then Fire Breath on your target, preferably when there's a group of them, so you want to get as much Fire Breath on dots as possible, so that way you get Living Flame procs. And then just Disintegrate when you can, when there's nothing else. And then if you need essences, you just use Azure Strike. And that's pretty much it. So Shattering Star, it's back up, Eternity Surge, got a Living Flame proc. Fire Breath gets its back off cooldown. Disintegrate, looks like I got a Living Flame proc. Disintegrate again, because I got proc. Now I got a Living Flame proc, use that. And then just Disintegrate spam. Run out of essences, Astral Strike. Spam that. Hopefully we'll get a Disintegrate proc. Got a Disintegrate proc, use that. Shattering Star back up. Eternity Surge. Disintegrates. Fire Breath gets back up. Use that. Got a Disintegrate proc, and so on and so forth. And then I got my burst back up, but you have to wait for Shattering Star and Eternity Surge. So that's pretty much it for the rotation. And that has pretty much covered up everything. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know what you guys think of the Evoker PvP guide. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the guide and enjoy doing the big damage. See you guys later.